guys, Kyle the Death Knight of Anime here, bringing you my review for My Hero Academia Season 2, Episode 24. One more episode, guys, holy fuck, I cannot believe that Season 2 is only one episode away from ending. This season, more than anything else, I think, has been better than Season 1. That part was obvious, but just like everything about it, just the animation, the pacing of it alone is just amazing. You guys have to understand, we actually covered around. You guys have to understand, from what I've done in my research, we've actually covered around 8 volume, mostly 7 volumes, and a little bit of volume 8 in this one season. That's actually really fucking incredible. I cannot believe that. Wow, we've been through almost 8 volumes of the manga now. Wow, that's kind of incredible. Like I said, this season does touch up a little bit on volume 8 too, but it only covers I think it is only covering the first couple chapters of volume 8, or the first half of volume 8. But yeah, just seeing that we've covered eight and a half, almost 8 volumes of this shit this series is just amazing. And god damn it, honestly, I'm clamoring for the next season. I'm just gonna say that right now. I'm clamoring in order to get Season 2 on DVD, and I'm clamoring for Season 3 to air already. Jesus Christ, Season 3 is gonna be amazing. I won't spoil anything, but yeah, it is gonna be amazing, guys. But having said that, now let's get into the episode itself. I'll start off by saying this one thing. There is one fault with the episode, and it's not a major fault, but it was still a little noticeable, is that there were moments in this episode where the artwork did seem a little off. A facial expression of All Might here, a thing there. It wasn't a huge noticeable difference, but there were occasions where the artwork on the characters did seem a touch off. Like I said, it wasn't anything too distracting, but it was occasionally noticeable still. So yeah, that is the one downside of this episode to really talk about. And okay, now that we got that out of the way, let's start off by saying this, because I really need to say this. In the beginning of the episode, when All Might released that punch, it really makes you question how strong he still is, even after giving Izuku his quirk and the fight with Nomu. I mean, I'm sure he's weakened, but I'm sure he has weakened quite. I'm sure he has weakened quite a lot, especially considering that Nomu actually she targeted his weak spot. But even after fighting Nomu, and even after giving Izuku his quirk, if he's still able to release that kind of power, then One For All is a lot stronger than we thought. And remember, he's handicapped himself in this particular fight too. So imagine him without it. I mean, hell, he even said outright that near the tail end of the episode that he was nowhere near his top speed while wearing the weights. So imagine him without them. Honestly, just imagining what All Might would have been able to do in this fight between Izuku and Bakugou without the weights is kinda scary to think about. Izuku and Bakugou, I don't think they would have stand a chance. Now granted, of course, no matter how strong. Now granted, of course, whether or not he had the weights or not. Because this is, of course, a test, I'm pretty sure that All Might would have still held back a little bit, but yeah, just imagine what All Might would have been like either in his prime or without wearing these weights is kind of scary to think about, to be honest with you. And yeah, Izuku Bakugou, I'm not sure if they would have even stood a chance in this episode if he wasn't wearing those weights. And speaking of Izuku and Bakugou, let's talk about them. It's more than obvious to anyone paying attention even before this episode aired that Bakugou and Izuku have had some serious, not just teamwork issues, but issues in general throughout pretty much all of My Hero Academia from season 1 to now. And what's interesting about this episode is that for the entirety of the episode, Izuku was trying to get Bakugou to really work with him, and they're trying to sort out their issues. Hell, that's pretty much the reason why Izuku and Bakugou were chosen as a team was so they could work out those issues they had with each other. But the interesting thing about this episode is that they never truly did sort out those issues. They just kind of came to a compromise. And really, as far as cooperation goes, they really only took a single step towards that, towards improving that. And just improving themselves, even, to be honest with you. Even more, so, the one thing I took away from this episode is that it's all about that single step, and Izuku and Baku both ended up taking that one single step after this. Once this episode was done, they didn't completely squash any of the bullshit or anything between them, but they did manage to find some kind of middle ground almost in order towards working together at the very least, at least that one time. I'm not sure how, for people who are going to say that they finally worked out their issues, no, guys, trust me, they haven't. There's still going to be a lot of stuff that they are going to need to work out. And all I will say for those who are anime only watchers, trust me, you're going to want to read the manga in order to find out how they somewhat work out their issues after that. So, yeah. And the thing that was interesting about how of what Izuku and Bakugo learned from this whole test is that, for one, Izuku, I think Izuku finally realized that sometimes there is no alternative but to fight. And Bakugo, from what I observed, he learned that there are alternatives just to a straight straight up fist brawl. So, and that's one thing. And that's one thing that I do appreciate is that they both kind of took something away from each other in this test, and that is one thing I think that people do take for granted in My Hero Academia a lot is that it's good at is that My Hero Academia is so good that it does take its time and advantage of the setting to give characters the development like this. Like, it's taking advantage of that school setting almost. Yeah. So yeah, it is. So yeah, we definitely get a lot of development from both Izuku and Bakugo in this. Just through, of course, through basically them trying to find that middle ground of working together. So yeah, it is amazing in that regard. And another thing we do get in this episode, which of course was obviously based on the title of Bakugo Katsuki Origin, is that in this episode we get a lot more of Bakugo's backstory and what he's really and what's really and just how he came about of admiring All Might and where his admiration for All Might comes from and why he decided to become a hero. And what's really interesting about it is that both Izuku and Bakugo have an admiration for All Might, but for completely different reasons. In Izuku's case, he admires All Might for his pure desire to save people, while Bakugo admires him for his tenacity at being able to take down villains, no matter the odds. And honestly, when you look at it from that perspective, Bakugo and Izuku are two sides of the exact same coin. One or two sides of the exact same coin, pretty much. And when you look at it from that perspective, almost, I genuinely feel that at some point in time, either one of two things is going to happen. By the end of the series, either one of two things is going to happen. Either Izuku is going to be the next All Might, and Bakugo's going to be the next, and Endeavor, or the other thing is that Izuku and Bakugo are, by the end of the series, Izuku and Bakugo are going to be able to squash around the time that Izuku becomes the number one hero, is that Izuku and Bakugou are actually both going to become the number one hero, and they're going to kind of form like a duo of the number one hero. I don't know. It's just that from what All Might said, he said that both Bakugou and Izuku are basically both almost almost identical to each other, but with just different ways of going about it. I think All Might even said it himself. So, yeah, it is interesting to see where both Izuku and Baku are going to end up. But around the time that one of them or both of them ends up becoming the number one hero, like I said, I think they're either going to form a duo together or a team together, or they're gonna or like I said, Izuku's gonna become like the next All Might and Baku's gonna become the next Endeavor. But I don't think Baku will be as much of an asshole as Endeavor, despite how much of an asshole he is now. But yeah, so yeah, it is interesting how Bakugou he's definitely. I think I can kind of come. I like before we've always kind of assumed that Bakugo was just an asshole for being an asshole, but when when you really peel back the layers a bit, you can really see there is something. There's a lot more than just an asshole there. He genuinely does have a desire to. He has a desire to be a hero, but it's for definitely slightly different reasons than what Izuku wants to be a hero for. He just in this world, it is really hard to really hard. It's really there are times where it's really hard to decide which particular what particular types of heroics are right and wrong, because there are many different kinds of heroics in this world, in this particular world of My Hero Academia. Some maybe not so much admirable as others, but it does it does really it does really we at least get an idea of who Bakugo is as who Bakugo wants to be as a hero. And I guess in a way you can't really fault him for that, honestly. Like in any other case of Bakugo, he would definitely be a villain, but he admires All Might to the point where he wants to genuinely use his powers for good. So yeah. um, and the thing is, and at the end of the episode, we get introduced to two new villains looking to join the League of Villains, Toga and Dabi. And I won't say too much more beyond that, other than the fact that then from the few lines we got of them, I can already tell Toga's voice actor is already going to be doing an amazing job as Toga. Like, I won't say too much more, but let's just say Toga is going to be one of those. Is going to be I don't know, like a freaking Harley Quinn character or something. She's just going to be a total freaking psychopath. And yeah, the voice actor who's doing Toga is already, just from the few lines I can tell, she's going to be doing an amazing job as Toga. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I have for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, or follow me on Twitter and Facebook. Death Knight of MMA, signing off. Later, guys.